Hi, my name is Dermot O'Brien, currently doing the Te Araroa Trail on the 2022-23 season. So just finished my South Island planning, so I thought I'd just give a visual overview. Everyone's different, but there's kind of only so many choices you can do. So kind of hard to not send some boxes, at least one box. So if I go through visually, so the first thing you need to do is probably at Picton or Wellington do supply for the Queen Charlotte. So most people will do this between 3 and 4 days. So you need to supply from when you start at Ship Cove all the way into Havelock, and there are some shops at Havelock, so some people don't do any boxes at all. If you're just willing to just wing it and just pick up what you get on the trail, so and that's fine. I've decided to ship boxes, so what I've done is ship to Havelock, but you can ship to Pelorus Bridge, and save yourself that day's walk from Havelock. So depending on how quick you are, I'm pretty average, I would imagine. So you have 9 or 10 days into St. Arnaud's. Now, so you can send a box here or supply at Havelock, but you need to have enough for at least maybe 9 days plus some contingency. So there is an option, maybe just to do a couple of days and then at Hackett Hut go down to Nelson. There is, I think, an option. There is like local transport. You can just go off here, go into Nelson, come back up again, and then continue. So that saves you, kind of cuts the supply in half, and then so down into St. Arnaud. So apparently there are some shops. I've not done this obviously yet. I've been to St. Arnaud, but I can't remember there not being much there. You can get stuff sent to a lodge. I think they do charge for it, so that's one supply point. So after St. Arnaud, you need 7, 8 days, just with contingency. So 7 days probably if you're not taking the option of going up to Lake Angeles, which is essentially you'll go up here and come back down again. And so 7 days, and then the issue is you can get delayed at Blue Lake Hut, so you need at least another day's contingency. Even though there's not a lot of Ks here, it's slow going. So going over the Waiau Pass is it's just quite a hike up. I'll know soon enough. I'm starting on Thursday this week down the South Island. And then after that, so Boyle Village, you can get a box sent there, or what some people do will hitch out to, from Boyle out to Hamner Springs, and then, take a zero at Boyle Village to come back again. So you need to think of around 7 days again, more or less, depending on what you want to do. And then that will take you into Arthur's Pass. So I'm resupplying at Beely Hotel or Beely Spar, but what a lot of people will do is either go off at Morrison's Bridge or come down here and hitch back to Arthur's Pass and either get a box sent here or do. Apparently there is some limited supply there. After that, you've got a couple of days, again, depending on where you're finishing. So if you're taking transport or hitching, so that's 3 days to Lake Coleridge. And what some people were doing is, this is the option I'm doing, is taking transport round and then resupplying at Methville on the way, so and then back on the trail again. And that's for 4 days again. This is a fairly average. Similar thing at the Rangitata, so taking transport or hitching round, hitching or transport into Geraldine, and then this is 100k or so off the trail, so it's a big detour, but there's nothing really else as an option for resupply. Potentially, I suppose you could go into Ashburton as well. So then back on the trail, a couple of days into Lake Takapau. From memory, there's decent supply there. I'm cycling here, so I need 1 day into Twizel as the next supply point. And from Twizel, Wanaka is the next spot. So you can shop at Twizel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Around about 5 or 6 days into Wanaka. After Wanaka, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on how you're doing. 4 quicker into Queenstown. Then from Queenstown, transport up to the head of the trail, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a couple of days, and supply option here is to go off the trail, transport or hitch from this point into Tiana. There's plenty of supply options there, and then from there, it's kind of awkward here because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to Birchwood. I'm getting a box into Birchwood. Their option is to hitch out to Otautau, or further afield if you want to do that. But you need from there at least 1 or 2 or 3 days before you hit Riverton, and then it's plenty of supply options off there. So yeah, so I hope that's been useful. This is my plan, but there'll be some variations that most people will do for this.